Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Nicola and today we are gonna do a quick energizing sequence that can be done anytime during the day to bring the blood flow going, to have everything moving. But if you are trying for a baby, this will be especially beneficial during the ovulation phase. So we will be focusing on our hips to open them up on the sacral chakra, but also we will be opening the chest a little bit to focus on the heart area, to be able to receive and give love easily and feeling good about ourselves. So the sacral chakra is also about joy, about playfulness. So we will try to play with it a little bit. So you are gonna need 2 blocks towards the end of the practice. But if you don't have any, no worries, you can grab 2 couch cushions or bed pillows, whatever you have at hand. Let's begin then. And we will start in the tabletop position on hands and knees. So the hands are about shoulder width distance apart, the knees about hips width distance apart. And we will start opening the hips with few hip circles. So you can lift the right leg up and slowly bring some movement into the hips by doing few rounds of the circles on this side. Keep breathing. And now bring the leg in between your hands into low lunge. So keep pressing the hips down. The spine is nice and long. Try not to round too much. Trying to push the chest a little bit forward. Stretching into the hips again. Release and we will switch sides. So first hip circles on the left. And really try to isolate the hips so not the whole body is not moving. It's really just the down part of the body. Now bring the leg forward. Low lunge on the left side. Keep pressing the hips down. And take a few deep breaths. Release, back to tabletop pose. And you can bring the hands a little bit forward, still shoulder width distance apart, and we will come into our first downward facing dog. So you can bring the hips up, keep pressing the heels down towards the mat, the chest towards the legs. The weight is evenly distributed on the feet and on the hands. Stretch it out and then lift the right leg up, bend the knee, open the hip. Keep pressing the left heel down to the mat, opening the hip. And then straighten the leg and bring the foot in between the hands. The back foot is spinning about 90-degree angle. We will come all the way up and open the arms into warrior 2. So the arms are strong. You are looking at your right fingertips. There is a generous bend in the front knee. Working on our strength. Now you can bring the hands on your lower back, interlace the fingers behind the back, and we will come into humble warrior. So on the inhale, look up, open the chest, and on the exhale, dive in. So you are next to your right leg, which is still bent. Keep pressing the hands up, the shoulders are released, the neck is released, the head is heavy. One more deep breath. And and come all the way up. You can release the hands, bring them up. Now bring the hands on your hips, spin the right foot in, and we will bring both heels in, toes out, coming into goddess pose. So you can bend the knees, coming into the squat position, and if you want, you can also bring up your arms into the cactus shape. And we will bring some motion here, so a few rounds like cat and cow with the back. So on the inhale, we will open the chest, look up. Little back bend, and on the exhale, round and contract. Keeping the knees bent. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close it, bring the chin to the chest. Inhale, look up. And exhale, contract. Release, bring the hands on the hips, release the legs, and come to the front of the mat. I will just turn towards you. We will come into Vrksasana, the tree pose. Really nice grounding pose. So first standing in Tadasana. The feet are about hip width distance apart. First feel like you are grounding. The soles of the feet are grounding into the mat. And if when you are ready, you can bring the right leg up. You can place it either on your calf or on your thigh. Bring the hands on your hips and find stability on the left leg. Keep pressing the right knee open. And if you want to bring the playfulness in again, we can maybe just stay with the hands here on the hips, or we can do eagle arms with our arms. Try to keep your balance, but if you fall out of it, no big deal either. A few breaths here. And release. We will take our flow so we can rise our arms up. Exhale, fall down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plank. Inhale, stay in plank. Exhale, down on your knees or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, we will meet in downward facing dog. The spine is nice and long, chest is pressing to the legs. And we will repeat the small sequence on the other side. So left leg up and bend it. Open the hip. Straighten the leg and bring it forward. Warrior 2. Spin the back foot about 90-degree angle. Open the arms. Keep the left knee bent and pressing it open. A few breaths here. Now again, bring the hands on your lower back, interlace the fingers. Now you can interlace them the more unusual way, the other thumb on top. And first, look up and inhale. And on the exhale, dive forward next to the bent leg. The hands are reaching up and over. Shoulders are released. Come back up, release back to warrior 2. And we will come back into the goddess pose. So you can straighten the left leg, bring the toes in, toes out, heels in, bring the hands on the hips, and bend the knees. So you are trying to keep the knees open. You should really feel it at this point. And again, bring the hands up, the arms up into the cactus shape. And on the inhale, Open the chest, feel the chest expanding. On the exhale, round and contract. Few more like this. Follow your own breath. One last one. It's really great pose to bring the blood flow down to the uterus. Release, bring the hands on your hips. And again, we will come towards the front of our mat for Vrksasana. But first, let's come into that Tadasana, the mountain pose, to ground a little bit. You can close your eyes if you feel like it. Few breaths here. Release your shoulders. Slow down your breath. Okay, so let's come into the tree pose. So now you are putting the weight more on the right leg and bringing the left up. Find your balance, maybe find your point of focus. And again, the arm variation that you prefer, it can be in the heart prayer, arms raising up, or eagle arms. Now on the other side, so the left is wrapping around the right. Nice grounding pose. Feel the leg, the right foot pressing down the mat, rooting into the mat. And release. Let's take our flow. Arms rise up. Exhale, fall down. Halfway lift, flat back. Come to plank. Stay for the whole breath. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now lift your right leg up, keep it straight this time, and bring the right knee behind your right wrist. The left ankle is behind the left hand, and coming into pigeon pose. So you can straighten the left leg. Keep the hips squared, so you are not putting more weight on one side than the other. And first, bend a little bit, bring the chest up, and then from the hips, fall down. You can support your forehead with your arms, or you can bring a block under your chest, or under your hip if it's too high. We will stay here for a few breaths, working more into the hips. Make sure you are not tensing up through your neck, through your shoulders. If so, you can also hold the pose a little bit further up, not folding down completely if it's too much. Slowly come up. We will come back into the downward facing dog. So maybe you can paddle the feet a little bit to release the right leg, and we will repeat pigeon pose on the other side. So left leg up, left knee behind the left wrist, straighten the right leg, And first, look up, chest open, and then hinge from the hips and lower to the mat. So I like to keep my hands under my forehead, not to fall completely down, but you can choose the variation that fits you the best. If it's too intense, you can also put a block under the left hip or a blanket to be more lifted, to release the intensity a little bit. Let's come back up. Now last, downward facing dog. So take the advantage to stretch everything up. See how the hips are feeling. Maybe the back of the legs is a little bit more stretched. And let's bring the knees down to the mat. So now we will come into frog pose. It's an intensive one. So take the time to adjust the pose to feel good. So we will start on tabletop position, and then we will slowly start widening the knees and just feel how much intensity is okay for your hips and inner groins. And then the knees are in one line with the ankles, and then you can start lowering down. So you can stay on your forearms if this is enough for you. It is enough for me, definitely. So this is where I'm gonna stay, but you can also bring the whole upper body to the ground, or you can also place a block under your forehead. Just really choose the variation that suits you. This is an excellent pose, again, to bring the blood flow to the uterus. It's also great for fertility, but also for your libido. So practicing this pose regularly can really have an impact on this area of your life. So the hands, arms are supporting us and holding some of the body weight, but try not to tense up too much through the arms. Keep some of the weight on the legs as well. Focus on your breath. In a pose like this, it's truly your ally. And slowly we will come all the way up. So first bring the hands in, and then you can bring the heels towards one another. Sit on your heels, and then the knees are the last ones to come together. And we will lie down on our backs. So you can bring the knees to the chest. It can feel really nice to release the lower back a little bit by rocking from side to side. Releasing any tension in the pelvic area that can affect the health of our eggs. And now place your hands on your knees and do some knee circles, massaging the belly. That is also great for digestion, for bloating. Switch sides. release, bring the feet back to the mat. And now for our last pose, we will need the blocks. So we will come into supported fish. So you can put one block, choose the level that works for you. One block will go under your back, in between your shoulder blades, and the other one will support your neck, your head. So you can lie down and adjust the blocks as you need to. So try to fit it somewhere in the shoulder blades, in between, and then the other block comes under your head. You can release the arms alongside your body, so almost like Shavasana, but having the chest open, the heart area is elevated to support and calm our nervous system. So we will enjoy a few moments here in silence. Checking what has changed in your body after the practice, how the practice feels, and giving yourself the permission to relax for a moment. Slowly wake back up. You can fidget your fingers, your toes a little bit. And then bring your chin towards the chest first. And then use the support of your arms to come all the way up. Back to the seated position where we started. Bring the hands in front of your heart together in the prayer mudra. Close your eyes if you are comfortable. Then we will finish today's practice with a chant of Om one time. So on the inhale, take a deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you so much for doing this practice with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment below how it went for you. I hope you feel energized, ready for the ovulation if it hasn't occurred yet. And I hope to see you again the next time. Namaste.